Hi again, everyone. Welcome back to the tea table. This is Michelle with Tea Time Creations. This is one of my favorite patterns. I'm drinking my matcha today out of a mug made by California Pantry. I've had requests to make a soap making video, not just a piping video, but a soap making video. So I'm going to go ahead and make laundry stain sticks today. This is a soap that can be ground up or shaven and used to make laundry detergent, but today I'm just going to be making the laundry stain sticks. Let's go ahead and get started on our project today. A laundry stain stick or a laundry soap is a good beginner recipe to start with because there's only one oil involved. You can make it with more oils, but there's really no point. I don't think it adds much benefit, and the coconut oil that I use, I happen to have an abundance of, but it makes a very good laundry soap or laundry stain stick because of the high cleaning properties involved. Now, of course, I've already run my recipe through a lye calculator, so I know exactly how much water I needed and how much lye I needed for this particular recipe. I've already measured out my coconut oil, and I have that sitting in a pot next to me. Now, as a side note, this recipe that I'm using, it has a 0% superfat, so you never want to add any superfat to your laundry bars or laundry detergent. You'll notice that I do have my gloves on. You probably can't see it in the video, but I'm also wearing something with long sleeves. You're going to want to make sure that you're covered. Really, you should be covered from head to toe in case you spill some lye water, because you're not going to want it to go on your skin. So here I've measured out my lye water. I am using a stainless steel pitcher, which I recommend as either stainless steel or a plastic pitcher, one that isn't going to melt in the high temperatures. I do not recommend glass because the lye water can leach into the glass and eventually cause your glass pitcher to break. Now that we've taken proper safety precautions and prepared our lye water, we're ready to go ahead and pour that into our 100% coconut oil mixture. And in case anybody's wondering, I do wear plastic gloves underneath my cloth gloves. Now, I am using what's called the heat transfer method in this soap making process. I didn't heat my coconut oil a whole lot in order to melt it because the temperature of the lye water in this case is going to further melt the coconut oil that I have in my pot. So we're going to go ahead and pour that in. Again, it's very hot and it's going to melt whatever oil that I have left. As I've said before, this is an easy project to make because you don't have to be as particular with this one as maybe some of the other soap making methods when it comes to water temperature and heating your oils to a liquid state before adding your lye water. It's very difficult to mess up laundry soap, and it's going to be used on laundry and not on skin. We're just going to continue to hand mix our pot of oils with a spoon in order to melt some of these chunks of oil that are floating around. Alright, so it's only been a couple of minutes and it looks like our oils are pretty well melted. I really think it's only been probably 1 to 2 minutes that I had to mix this, if that. My temperature is right around 130 degrees, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my stick blender now and blend it for just a couple of minutes in order for it to reach a trace. The length of time that your soap batter takes to reach trace is going to be dependent upon your recipe, the temperature of your soaping area, and the temperature of your soap batter itself. There are a lot of different factors involved in how long it takes for your recipe to reach trace. This is a 7-pound batch, so it's a decent sized batch, and it's going to take me a little bit longer to reach trace. Right, I think we're almost there. I think we're going to have to whisk for just a few more seconds, but now you're starting to see the lines that are left on top of the soap when you take the stick blender out. You can see drag marks being left on the top when you take the stick blender out or put your spoon in or something. That's what we refer to as trace. It's not a liquid, a pure liquid, but it's a very light pudding consistency. And there you can see the top of my stick blender, the pattern left on top of the soap. That's when you know you've reached trace. And I failed to mention earlier, this method that we're using is a cold process method. We're not using a hot process method. We're ready to go ahead and pour it into our mold now. This is a rather large mold that I have. As I mentioned, this is a 7-pound batch. When choosing your mold, if you're going to use a log mold for your laundry soap, 100% coconut bars, bear in mind that this soap dries very, very quickly. It will dry and harden very, very quickly. So you will need to cut your bars within a couple of hours, or you will lose your ability to cut them because they'll just be so hard. So I have chosen to use a slab mold. And I'm just getting the last little bit of soap out of my pot as much as I possibly can in order to make my cleanup easier for myself. Okay, now we're ready to smooth out our soap by just kind of pounding it on the table, hopefully to try and get a little bit smoother of a finish. And then we're going to go ahead and put our dividers here into the slab mold. And then this is going to give me nice, even, consistent bars. Not that that maybe isn't so important with the laundry bar, but it does save me the hassle of having to try and cut the hard coconut oil soap. After sitting overnight, we're ready to go ahead and unmold. This particular coconut oil soap really did a good job sticking to my mold, so with a little bit of help I was able to get everything out. So just to show you how well the stain stick works, here's a photo of a piece of linen that was returned to me in this condition. It was put in a plastic bag while it was damp from being left outside and rained on. I know it's difficult to believe that it was actually returned to me in this condition, but it was. And I went out and purchased a commercial cleaner, one that was supposed to get mold and mildew out of fabric, and didn't even put a dent in it. So I used one of my coconut oil stain sticks and sprayed some hydrogen peroxide on it, and I just scrubbed and was able to get the stain out. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, please make sure and give it a thumbs up. You guys are welcome to join my Piping with Whip Soap group on Facebook. I will answer any questions that you want to post in the comments below. And remember, your continued support is very much appreciated, and it allows me to continue to post videos like these to YouTube. If you'd like to be one of the first people notified when there is a new video that I put up, please be sure and hit that subscribe button, the bell button in the box below, and you should receive an email notifying you when a new video has been uploaded. So thanks again, everybody, for watching today. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time at the tea table.